Okay, Casey, go. We're filming today.
But this is... I get why cats sleep on the floor. It's uber comfortable down there. At least on the hardwood. It's not comfortable. I don't get cats at all. What is going on, Defenders? How the heck you doing? We are doing an unboxing, as you can see, an assembly and first impressions on something that I have been waiting for like a year. I don't know if that's accurate, but it feels like it's been that long at least. This is the Watson Standard Ultimate Table Topper from Game Toppers. Berkey, who has the coolest top hat you'll ever see. If you see a man rocking around with a big top hat and cool stuff, that's Berkey. He's a great guy. Also, if you were at Gen Con, every major booth probably had a version of his table toppers. This is the second printing of them. I was going back and forth after Lara and I bought the house. Do I want another table, like a gaming exclusive table? But I already had a nice dining room set, and kind of the layout of the house doesn't really fit for like a game room, like a permanent room like I would like. So I decided to go with the table topper. And I remember seeing these guys at Gen Con, and I missed the Kickstarter, but I did get on the backer kit. So we are going to be unboxing this. I've got a bunch of different accessories and stuff that should be in the box, but with the coronavirus, the email said everything might not be here. So we're going to see what all we got, and we're going to go with it. The Watson table topper is 38 by 60 internal, so that's how big everything is on the inside. This thing is 100 pounds. I just want to throw that out there. Foam. Wow, very, very good packaging. He said he was priding himself on that. Now, Pete's behind the camera, as you heard. Their warehouse, where they're located, is like 20, 30 minutes outside Bloomington, where we were, which is kind of cool. Okay, this might be a fruitless endeavor. I got it. We're good. We're moving. Slowly but surely. Get the foam out the way. There's probably an easier way to do this. There's our winner. Ha! You're getting a lot of behind the scenes of the Defend the Table headquarters right now. Let's make sure there's nothing else in there. Can't quite tell. We'll find out. This is our Game Topper. Beautiful logo. I told you there was a top hat. That's a thing. Now, you did not have to get a travel case. I don't know why you wouldn't, because it's a table topper. The whole purpose is to take it over to friends' houses. Much like Pete and his girlfriends, because they have a very old table from like 1962 that's real wobbly, and you can't play Meeple Circus on it real well, because if you touch it, all your stuff falls over. Pete's doing a very angry sign. So this is very good quality. It's not too... it's heavy. Double zipper because each side actually has a piece of the topper on it. These are nice good shoulder pads. There's also carrying handles on each side. So I guess what we're going to do is we're going to take it over to the table and finish our box this guy and see how we're going to put her together. You know, this probably isn't bad for people who aren't 5'5" like me. All right, so the bag is over here. We'll open up this front section. Good zippers. What am I calling them? All right, so there's foam on the outside, which is not a bad idea to keep it. As I smack my table. The bottom is, there is rubber on the bottom of the parts that actually touch the table. So if you do have a wood table like I do right here, sliding it, going to be a little difficult, but I'm not worried about anything happening to it. Now again, remember that I said that the internal dimensions were 60 by 38. My table is 42 inches wide, and that is a little bit less than this base. So there is a little hangover on the sides, but nothing that should cause any harm or issues. The bag also has this kind of internal Velcro compartment for accessories. That way you can kind of carry everything all together. It's definitely going to be easier to do on a flat surface. Like, I would highly suggest putting this on the floor first and foremost, and then doing all of this, but for demo purposes, we're going to do it this way. I'm going to go with those are my accessories. You can fall. Doo-doo-doo. Those slide together real nice. So, as you can see, thanks top-down camera, there's these little slots on each side that kind of help it get pushed together. Ooh, snappy, snappy. Snappy, snappy. Those are put together. Then right here, there's this kind of a little sliding bar. And once these are put together, it looks like, well, maybe I'm wrong. I thought this might have been what held each side together. Oh, it is. Okay. Whoa! Takes a little bit of wiggle to get it in there. But then we'll screw it in. And that'll keep every side there. I like that. That's actually very clever. So there's no extra pins. You just have to slide this little bar in there, which would also level out your table because you have to kind of wiggle it to get it in. Very nice, very nice. And then we got this other box here. Let's see what's in this. I'm sorry, headphone warning. Okay. Little piece of plexiglass. They gave us all a, it's insulated for some reason, but a board game bag to help keep your stuff up. Take your games with you. A Game Topppers mouse pad. That's going to go to work with me. Oh, hey, look, now this says how to do the thing. There are instructions. Whichever way Pete does the camera. And this is a kind of a games, they call it Dale's Rules Master. It's a little stand that you can put the rule book on. If you backed it on Kickstarter, this came with your pledge. Otherwise it does not. So as we see there's nothing on this. This is just kind of black. It looks, I'm not gonna say it looks lame, but it's missing some stuff. So they were very smart and gave you options on the different types of mats that you could have, and they're for any size you want, whatever that might be. They also gave bags, so we had, the other blank bag, which is for the mat that's still in the cardboard packaging. I'm gonna do this real cool. All right, GoPro, you ready for this? Dang it! There we go. Now we've got a nice, very good quality. This is thick, really very nice sewn edges. So now we've got just a generic red, another red thing. I'm gonna figure out how to put our Defend the Table logo on there. I'm gonna work on that later. But this is really nice. A little more branding on the corners, good for him. This is a good, you can't really tell unless you kind of zoom in. It almost looks like hardwood, really tight hardwood patterns in like individual squares. So this is the generic red. I think he's got like over a dozen designs at this point, I want to say. But this is this guy. And then he worked with, and I'm not going to say the guy's name because I don't know it. I'm going to be completely honest. There's a fairly popular fantasy illustrator that he worked with, Berkey being the guy who runs the company. He worked with to make kind of an adventure map scenario, if you will. And that's what this one is. Well, she is a tight fit, which is not a bad thing. So this is the adventure map. It's got a little troll guy over here, sailing ships, some mountains, compass rose. This is really neat. This is very nice. I'm a big fan of that. So again, all of these cans, that's what this separate bag was for. It was for this individual stuff. So what we're going to do next is we're going to set up a typical game of Too Many Bones, because that's what I played last night, so it's on the other side of the camera that you can't see, so you can see how a game actually looks on the table. And just like that, the power of editing, or magic, it's editing. We are set up for a 4-player Too Many Bones game in what I would call a broadcast or recording situation, because anytime you do something like this, the camera still needs, its angle to get all the players, to get the game, whatever that might be. So in this way, we've got 2 players on one side, 1 player on each of the small ends, and that whole end opened up, pointed away so the camera can see what's going on. Plus we've got everything going on up there on the GoPro on the ceiling. There's no issue with doing it the other way, with having a person on every side of the table, like kind of a normal game night, we'll call it. It would hold all the people perfectly. It would hold all this perfectly. Like I said earlier, this is the Watson, which is a 38 by 60 internal dimension, not external dimension. It is a little bit bigger than that. But again, there's so much support. You could put this on a card table, and as long as the card table would support the weight, I don't think you'd have any issue, because even if it goes off the side, because even if you push, this thing is so well made and so put together that it's not going to tilt on you. Nice solid steel on the outside. We've got the good different mats, so if you're playing a D&D, you can throw up the Adventure mat. If you're playing 7 Seas or Seafall, you can throw in the Viking water mat. There's just so much different stuff. And let's say this wasn't enough for you. Like me, for example, this is perfect for a board game night. I don't think I would ever need anything bigger than this. But I'm in a D&D game where there's the DM and 6 of us. That's a lot of people to try to fit around. I'm sorry, 5 of us. To fit around a table this size. We could pull it off. It might be a little uncomfortable. So what they do is they actually have, they call them XL middle inserts. So there's another piece that can go in the middle of this. It has its own separate carrying case, all that kind of stuff. So you can add another 2 feet, 24 inches to this configuration, so we could hold an entire D&D party if I needed that. And if I don't need that extra bit, then I'm just going to set it up like this. I don't have an issue with that. And there's a good chance I'm going to do that, because I would rather use this than a normal table, because it's just cooler. Let's just call it what it is. It's just cooler, man. It's just cooler, guys. All in all, I am unbelievably happy for this. Get ready for a lot of games. We're kind of figuring out how to film in the house, since our studio is under construction, we'll call it. We're in the process of moving to a more permanent space than where kind of our earlier videos were happening. So until then, we're just filming in the house because I own it. So we're just going to keep messing around with configurations, but this is pretty much going to be in every video that we're ever going to do. Because why not? It's a nice table topper and it makes me feel good about it all. So until next time, guys, be excellent, be awesome, and don't forget to defend the table, and we will catch you in the next video.